So I've been avoiding this conversation for quite some time, but we have gotten so far away from the truth in society that I can't avoid it any longer. We need to have this conversation. Christianity has really failed America, and we need to really evaluate every single thing associated with this topic and really look at the damages that are being done and how to fix them. America and the West truly needs Islam. And I'm not talking about just needs Islam like it'll make life better. I mean, it will fail without it. So many of you guys are already aware, my mother was Christian. She's not as much anymore. But growing up, I was primarily raised in a Christian household. When I was younger, I was sent to church camp, and on like Easter and stuff, we would go down to the church. My sister was baptized. Everybody in my family was baptized except for me. But whenever I was about 12 years old, that's whenever my parents stepped out of my life and the devil stepped into it. At 12 years old, that's whenever I started smoking cigarettes, smoking flowers, all kinds of different substances creeped their way into my life. You know, I was getting into fights at school, I got arrested the first time, it just was a downward spiral at that point. It was as if my family left me to be babysat by the devil. And in America, whenever moments like this happen, you have nowhere to turn. It's not like you could go to a church and get help. The only place you have to turn to is the streets. You start doing hood shit. You start making money alternative ways. You start putting food on the table, but there's a big consequence to that. There's a lot of sacrifices. And because there's nowhere to turn, there's no proper leadership, there's no good influences around, my little brother is no longer living. And not only is my little brother no longer living and passed away at 15 years old, but everyone I've ever cared about is no longer living or they're sitting in prison. And whenever that starts to happen to you, you start to lose everything you love. You become a wall. You become a shell. You don't let anyone or anything close to you ever again because the pain of losing people are just too much. And this is exactly where America breaks you and turns you pagan and polytheist. So instead of having faith in God and faith in a religion, a correct, true religion, you find another place for your religion. You do it in consumerism. You do it in music. You do it in anything else except for God. Which brings up another issue. There's people all over the place that think they're absolute geniuses, and they're like, we need to get rid of religion, we need to get rid of wars. If we just, as a society, got away from religion entirely, it'd be so much more peaceful. And it's like, that's not true, buddy. People end other people's lives over very simple things. The end of religion is the end of society, not the peace of society. Religion is not the reason for all the problems in the world. And these kind of people think they're so smart, but if they were so smart, they would have seen the truth in the books, not the flaws. Now, before I continue, I want everybody to understand, I do believe there was a point in time where Christianity was pretty solid. I think there was a point in time in history where Christianity was amazing. I do believe the Christian Bible did have the Word of God in it at some point in time. But of course, that was corrupted by a group of individuals that I can't name, or else this video won't exist very long. And my issue is not with the Christian people in the slightest bit. On this journey, I've met tons of very amazing Christians that have taught me a lot of powerful things. My issue is entirely within the leadership within the church. The leadership within the Christian church is awful, horrible, and corrupted. The way Christianity stands today is they worship a foreign god. And I don't like to use the term foreign god much because the term God implies it's a god, and it's really not. It is false. It's just a deity. But the term foreign god makes a lot more sense here. Foreign god means something that is foreign to you. You are not connected to it. It is a deity that you look up to that is foreign to you. It is not your creator. You do not have a connection to it. And if you do find a way to get a connection to this deity, this being, it is foreign. It is not organic. It is something that was artificially created, something you had to work to make. But anyways, back on topic, those issues I was facing at 12 years old, those issues I was facing alone as a child, well, I thought I was alone. Really, God was with me the whole time, but it felt very lonely. There's plenty of kids in this country today that are going through the exact same thing. I'm not alone in this. This is a ton of people in the West that are experiencing the exact same challenges that I did. They are not getting through it. They are not having any kind of support system. They're trying to run through a room full of spikes blindfolded. That's what it's like to grow up in America. We were born in this country as it all falls apart. We were told that America is the greatest country to exist, that it's number one, and the only thing America is number one in is the most incarcerated people per capita. We have a higher percentage of our population in prison than anybody else. But everything else, we are not first. We're not number one in literally anything else except for imprisoning our own people. But then we sit here and claim to be a Christian nation, and there's nowhere within the Christian Bible where I found that you're supposed to imprison a large majority of your population. I've never seen that in any Bible ever, that just stuffing your people in prison is the word of God. That doesn't exist. So all these things being true, it's like, great, Draven, you're sitting here on the internet complaining again. Like, that's wonderful. So what are we going to do about it? The truth is, we have to get louder. We need to get a lot louder as a community. Where Christianity failed in America, Islam needs to succeed. This has to happen. There's no other option, or else everything's going to just fall apart. There is still time to save things. We just have to act fast. And I do believe the voice is getting louder, but we need to get even further with it. There is a ton of very good content creators online speaking the word of God, spreading Islam as much as possible, but I want everybody to understand there could be a lot more. None of us are special. We just have a camera and talk and post things online. We all get attacked. We all make mistakes. We're all just normal humans. But we have people like myself. We have Bobby's perspective. There's another German fellow. I'll pop his name up. I don't remember his name right now. That he's reacted to a couple of my videos. We have Uthman. We have the Warner. We have Sneeko. There's a ton of people online speaking, making good content that is spreading the word of God. And although all of us may differ in our personalities, we may differ in little things here and there, we may not agree on everything, but everybody has the same purpose. We have the same goal in mind. And I want everybody to understand you could be on that list. Everybody that's watching this video can do the exact same thing. You can click on a camera and start speaking about what happened to you, how you got here, moments in life where God saved you, where God was in your life. All these things people need to hear. They deserve to hear it. And the biggest thing that holds people back all the time is they're like, well, I don't like the way I look on camera. And I want everybody to understand nobody does. Nobody likes the way they look. Nobody likes the way they sound. And here's the thing to keep in mind that I remind myself. It's not about you. It's not about how you feel or how you look. It's about the message, the purpose. When you come on camera and you come on social media, your goal is to give to others, not to receive or look pretty. Think about this for a second. Say this video gets 10,000 views, and everybody who watched this video posts 10 Islamic-backed videos sharing their purpose, their story. That is 100,000 pieces of Islamic content, Islamic dawah that gets out there online in front of everybody. On average, on TikTok, on a fresh account, each of those videos will get 400 views. That is 400 views times 100,000 videos. And this can all happen in less than a week's time. When you put this all together, that is 40 million people reached. 40 million people can be reached in a week off of 10,000 people's effort. Everybody is tired of the way things are going. Everybody's fed up with the way things are working. We know who's doing the Kabbalistic rituals. We know who's destroying everything. We know who's corrupting everything. And this is a simple way to beat them. And I truly believe everybody does want to be involved in fixing things. And this is the way we can do it peacefully too. We have to come together as a community soon, or everything's going to fall apart. We need to revert society. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys are very quick. It blows me away every single time I post how many people are in the comment section and liking the video immediately. And I just want to really say thank you. Now, the books are still available. I'm going to do some more self-promo. Those are on donations only still. I got the link in the description. So if you have not read them, go get it. It's free. And one more thing, the beanies are gone. We got attacked by a group of individuals that I cannot name. You guys know exactly who it is. This is my fourth business to get pulled. Merchants won't work with me. I'm so blacklisted to the point I can't even have an Amazon account anymore. Soon, I'm going to make a full video about it explaining how blacklisting works and what happens when you speak the truth about those individuals. There is a lot that comes with it, a lot of backhanding that gets involved whenever you talk about the truth. So the beanies are done. They're gone until I can figure something out. I do have something bigger in the works. So that next video that I post isn't just going to be promo. There's a big message behind it that I want everybody to really consider. We're going to be doing everything better. It's not just going to be some corny moon and star beanie. We're going to be doing hoodies and sweatshirts and everything you can think of that most people offer. But what I'm working on, what we found for the hoodies, is that we can source them directly from places like Pakistan. trying to find places where the clothes are created and manufactured with a high Muslim population. I'm doing my best in trying to keep the money in-house, to try to keep the money in the Islamic community and try to get it away from outside sources as much as possible. In America, of course, that's a little bit tricky. It's not that simple. And then I also have to find a merchant, a bank that will process transactions for me, because that's where I'm really banned. Not only do they get the website and the website host to take us down, but we also aren't allowed to move money at all. So that's going to be out really soon. I kind of have something set up, but I don't want to release it just yet. It's not finished. But thank you guys once again for all the support. I appreciate you.